Okay, this is August 30th, 2023. The New York Attorney General, Letitia James, who suing Trump and Trump Organization for fraud, says all the information she has about the case and that which has been confirmed by paperwork points to the fact that Trump has been committing fraud about his finances for years. He's been getting bank loans and so forth and other financial deals based on his fraudulent finances. He's been telling people he is worth about $2 billion more than he's really worth. And she says since she has all this paperwork and it backs up the claim that he was doing fraud, that she does not need to wait any longer to get a verdict on a summary judgment that he is guilty of fraud. He has defrauded the state, the city, banks, business associates, and others, lying about his wealth and his assets. They are going to decide this summary judgment on September 22nd, and she is seeking $250 million in penalties and a ban on Trump doing business in New York in the future. He is scheduled to go on trial in the State Court of Manhattan on October 2nd. Even if he is found to be a fraud, he still will have to have another trial in New York, and that is scheduled for, let's see here, October 2nd in the State Court of Manhattan. Unless everything is settled by then, which I doubt. Trump loves courts. I mean, this is the happiest day he's ever had. Trump likes to sue more than anybody I've ever seen, and he loves courts. He loves to be involved in all types of litigation. So I think for Trump, all of these trials, these court cases, these allegations are probably something that really exciting. Most people wouldn't want this. Most people would run from this type of lifestyle, but this is what Trump wants. The whole time he was president, he was suing everybody who talked to him. He was suing. We spent probably billions just during his presidency on his frivolous lawsuits. He sues everybody for anything. And so I think that he loves the fact that he has all of these court cases. For Trump, this is great. You wouldn't like it, I wouldn't like it, but Trump, I think, really likes it. It would, of course, if he is found guilty of fraud, I would think make him less likely to be eligible as a candidate to be in the United States White House, that he would have problems answering to the false statements he made over many, many years in the past that were false, misleading, and just outright lies. That's the other thing. Trump loves to lie. I've never seen anybody lie as much as Trump, and he loves to lie. And he lies without thinking about it. He lies naturally and normally, which is very scary. And he is a habitual, lifelong liar, which is probably one of the things his dad hated about him, and one of the reasons he had to go to reform school. So he was conducting business under fraud, lying to everybody, and he's probably doing that to us as citizens of the United States. We don't know what's going on. He's been throwing papers in the toilet. He's been burning papers. He's been hiding papers. So we don't know where our money's going. We don't know what Trump is doing. Let's see here. So we don't know the current value of his assets. I don't know if he ever produced his income tax records for the public as was requested 1 billion times ever since he got the nomination to be the Republican candidate for president in for the 2016 election. But, he certainly is a grifter. He also had the nepotism so that all of his fraud was hidden. He used his children, Donald Jr., Eric Trump, Ivanka, to hide what was going on. Of course, they weren't going to talk because they were all benefiting from the fraud. This case, I believe, only covers maybe a decade of his past lies, so it doesn't go back into all of the lies he did. And it doesn't talk about what are his real assets in his golf courses, hotels, his food business, Mar-a-Lago, and all the other stuff that he's involved in. New York estimated that Trump has inflated his net worth by up to 40% or more than $2 billion in some years using deceptive practices and wildly overstating the size and value of his homes in Florida and New York and New Jersey. And also, we just recently saw that Trump said he sold his Mar-a-Lago property to his son, Donald Trump Jr., for something like $440 million or something. But according to real estate experts, they said that Mar-a-Lago property is only worth about $24 million. So he just falsely inflated the value of the property, and I guess he feels because he lived in it, because famous people came there, and because it is a golf club, private club, that he wanted to put it up to about $500 million. Now, of course, when Trump leaves, if he does sell it to somebody, he's under special rules because he was president and so forth. And a lot of the perks that he used for his Mar-a-Lago property will probably disappear for the buyer. But I don't know exactly what all things are permanent and are temporary in that property. But buyer beware, because all the hype that he's selling will not be available for buyers in the future. Trump also lied about use of land. When he had basic empty property, he would claim he was going to build more houses on it than the government had approved or that the land could tolerate, and on and on. So that is where we are with that case. When he was asked to make statements under his depositions, he took the Fifth Amendment as protection against self-incrimination more than 400 times. And he would only answer questions of procedure. He would not answer any questions about his business or other details of his finances. But in New York, the um, Attorney General has found that all of the paperwork, all of the information she's gathered, all of the papers he has used in getting money from banks, and all of his contract papers and so forth support that he used fraudulent numbers. He was committing repeated fraud, inflating his net worth, and so she wants a summary judgment, make it official that he committed massive fraud, and then he will have to go back for other things that are not settled in the case for trial, but the fraud part will be settled, and then he will also have to be returning to court to find out exactly how much she can get in penalties for his fraud in New York, and also a ban on Trump from ever doing business in New York in the future. So we'll see how that case goes. That's one case that might be getting close to settlement. So what do you think? Bye.